Let's move on to 1 p.m. Eastern, another very fascinating game. Denver Broncos 3-1, 2-0 on the road at the Pittsburgh Steelers 1-3, 0-2 at home. We're at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's see what we are dealing with. Steelers open up at -1. There's been a 2-cent move to the Broncos. This total opened up at 40. It's still at 40 at Pinnacle and Sports Interaction. But every other of the main books that I focus on have moved to 39.5. Move over to the cash flow in this spot. We have, where are you? We have 3,618 tickets in, 71% of the tickets, and 76% of the cash is on the Steelers. And that's come down a little bit. Because I took a look at that because I immediately thought, well, I guess there's quarterback problems, but I was very curious to see the ticket breakdown. Then we have 57% of tickets on the over and 99% of cash. Now, of course, this will be at 60,000 tickets on our Sunday show, and we're just dealing with 3,000 right now. But a big bet is coming on the over in this spot. All right, Broncos coming off a 23-7 loss at home to the Ravens. That game was tough to watch. And yeah, Bridgewater left with a concussion. But the issue was that the tickets were heavy on the Ravens, but the cash was even higher. And I don't want to move on those spots anymore. And I've been saying that out loud so that I'll stick to it. Broncos punted on 10 of their 12 possessions. They had punted 9 times in total in their 3 wins against very weak opposition. Teddy Bridgewater, questionable concussion protocol. Up to that point, he was 7 for 16 for 65 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Drew Lock came in, was 12 for 21 for 113 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. Cortland Sutton caught 3 passes for 47 yards. Noah Fant, 6 catches for 46 yards, touchdown. Melvin Gordon ran 9 times for 56 yards, but it was Javonte Williams that caught people's attention. 1 spectacular run, breaking tackles, 7 carries for 48 yards. Kareem Jackson, 11 tackles. Justin Simmons had 8 tackles and 2 passes deflected. It was impressive. Caden Stern had 2 sacks. Broncos had 3 sacks, 8 quarterback hits on Lamar. There were some questionable hits in that game that could have gone against the Ravens. And then the Ravens, decided to break that rushing record in Fangio's lumpy throat.
I get both sides of that, if I'm being completely honest.
So do I. Yeah, I get it. I have no problem with them going for the record there. I just wish they didn't have the opportunity because there was 3 seconds. They very could have not had the opportunity. And Fangio, a defensive coach, he cared about not giving them that record. And he coached the game poorly because of that, focusing so much on not letting Lamar leave the pocket. So then, you have your eyes on Lamar at all times. Then he throws for, 316 yards, whatever it was. Deontay Spencer left the game with an injury to his sternum, took a huge hit from Tavon Young. Guards Dalton Risner and Graham Glasnow remain questionable after missing last week's game, as do linebackers Andrew Mintz and Baron Browning. Steelers coming off a 27-17 loss at Green Bay. It seemed like a simple bet. You took it, and it worked. And I guess I was scared by the market as it went to 6.5, 10-6, even with Claypool out. Since opening the 2020 season with 11 straight wins, Steelers have now lost 8 of 10. They've lost 3 straight and haven't scored more than 17 points in either of those 3 games. This is looking like a bad football team. They got off to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter. That ended in an 11-game stretch in which Pittsburgh's offense didn't score any first quarter points. They then watched the Packers score 27 of the next 30 points. Big Ben, 26 of 40 for 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Deontay Johnson, 9 catches for 92 yards, 1 touchdown. James Washington caught 4 passes for 69 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster, nowhere to be found again. 2 passes for 11 yards, despite being targeted 8 times. Najee Harris ran 15 times for 62 yards, 1 touchdown, caught 6 passes for 29 yards. TJ Watt had 2 of the Steelers' 3 sacks. Minkah Fitzpatrick had 8 tackles, also blocked Mason Cobb's 31-yard field goal attempt, recovered the ball, took it 75 yards to the house, but Hayden was offside. Cornerback Cam Sutton groin outside guard Kevin Dotson has a leg injury. They both left the game. Both listed as questionable this week. Claypool missed the game. He's supposed to practice this week and is expected to play. Big Ben is now dealing with a hip injury that he says is really affecting his movement. Offensive tackles Chukwuma Okorofor and Rashad Coward are both listed as questionable. Defensive tackle Carlos Davis is listed as well. I want to not care, Bebsie, who's going to play at quarterback for the Broncos because I just want to fade the Steelers so badly. But seeing the money come in on the Steelers has given me pause. Take it away, Broncos Steelers.
I think you're crazy to even want to lay a bet with either team right now until you know who's starting. Because if Big Ben starts and Drew Lock starts, you got to take the Steelers. If Teddy Bridgewater starts and any of the Steelers quarterbacks start, you got to take the Broncos. I don't know. You say the Steelers are a bad football team. I don't think they're a bad football team. I think they got a leaky O-line and a quarterback who is way past his prime to the point where Ben shouldn't be playing anymore. I thought, given the way he played down the stretch last year, he would have been – I mean, I know he's a big dummy, but how do you not look yourself in the eye and say, I can't throw anymore? I don't think he even has a hip injury. If he does, that's great. That's good for the Steelers. He should get out of the way. He's so bad right now that I believe Dwayne Haskins is an upgrade. And I'm skipping right over Mason Rudolph, and I'm going third string here. I have to find out if Teddy's playing because I think Drew Lock is terrible. And I just don't think – I don't think the team believes in Drew Lock. I think the team gets behind Teddy. Unfortunate injury last week. If Teddy's ready to go – the problem is, if Teddy's ready to go, that line swings. And so I don't know. It's a no play for me. I don't think – I think it's silly to even want to put money on this game with the uncertainty of quarterback.
Yeah, that makes sense. Birdie says, if this line moves to 2.5 or 3 to Denver, if Roth is ruled out, Big Ben, I will be looking hard at the Steelers here. I'm higher on Haskins than most. Interesting. Dennis Garcia says, if Locke plays and Ben is injured but plays, you bet Denver. The market will react to Teddy Covers not starting, but they will not react to Ben's injury. So you get to fade an injured quarterback at a better number. That's well put. Because that correlates.
I want to echo what Birdie says here, too. I'm also higher on Haskins than most. I think in the right situation, Dwayne Haskins can be a very good football player.
Burgundy Bet says the under is so low, but it's got to be the play. And then Mr. Ghost says, how about this? Bet this under. Josh Gillum says, I saw Ben throw a check down in less than 1 second on 4th down, and the defense was sending 3 rushers. He's done. Crystal Warren says, like you said earlier, you bet this game now, you're gambling, not capping. All right. Sorry, I just got a home run while Jose is going to Jose's not on the screen. I don't know what he's doing. I hate both the Red Sox and the Yankees pretty even. I hate them both, but I
hate the Red Sox slightly less.
Same here. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. More than slightly, maybe.
Yeah. I really just hate the Yankees.
Well, I want to catch this first 5 over 4. That's what I want to do. Okay, Fat Wally in the house. That is Broncos, Steelers, and I think Dennis Garcia nailed it for me. And I'm going to copy and paste his comment here so that I will stare at it all week. And I'll put it right under the headline for this game. Once again, Dennis Garcia says, if Locke plays and Ben is injured but plays, you bet Denver. The market will react to Teddy Covers not starting, but they will not react to Ben's injury. So you get to fade an injured quarterback at a better number. And that is how I'm going to handle this.
That's some sharp shit coming from the man, Dennis Garcia.
We move on